Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing it with my sister and it's actually risking our lives by filming this drive with me because I can't do two things. Yeah, I can't do two things. Barra said that to me yesterday. We went out and she was like, oh, you're a bit of a nervous driver. I can't even see. Oh, it's because my dad drove my car last. She was like, you're quite a nervous driver. And I was like, yeah, I know. I'm a really nervous driver. I don't really know why. I absolutely hate it. I didn't think I should have passed my test, but I did. Like, what the hell? Why am I revving like that? But anyway, today we're gonna film an updated recovery Q&A. Sorry, that's the most stressful, the worst turn-in you'll ever come across in your life. Anyway, we're filming an updated Q&A recovery video, but I don't really have many questions, to be fair. But I have quite a lot to say about it anyway. So I haven't uploaded a video since August. I feel like quite a lot has happened since then. So last time I uploaded a video, I was actually in Reading. No, what the actual? Why is it speaking to me? Sorry, my car's broke. The last time I filmed a video in Mallorca, which was like months ago. What has happened since then, Belle?
A lot.
I applied for uni. No, just in general, I mean, not just like about me. Christmas happened. Sorry, this is still making sound. I passed my driving test. What else happened? Did anything happen? I was like, not really. I went to Reading. Worst weekend of my life. If anyone is like me, don't go because you'll absolutely hate it. I literally hated it. Like, no, that's a lie. I quite enjoyed it, but like I hated it at the same time. I cried every day.
Yeah.
It just isn't for me, really. Like, it's just not for me. Got a boyfriend. Yeah, and that's about it, really. But anyway, with my regards to my recovery, I'd say it was going great. I was loving life. I was still seeing cams, not all the time, probably like once every 2 weeks maybe. And then Christmas came around and that was a bitch to me. But like it started being a bitch to me in like October. So like I don't think, it's not really normal. That's 3 months before Christmas and I was a bit stressed about it already. And then I basically relapsed. I thought that was bad. Yeah, I had a little relapse, a little bump in the...
I got really driving today is really scaring me.
Why?
You're like all over the place. Okay, carry on, sorry.
Yeah, so, and then I got quite ill again before Christmas, didn't I? But like, it was what it was. No one really said anything because I was fine. And then after Christmas then I kind of, well, actually we got COVID, didn't we?
Oh, worst 10 days of my life.
I was so ill, so was Isabel, but I literally couldn't walk. Like I can't even, like I'm not even exaggerating. Like all these people saying COVID doesn't hurt, or doesn't make you ill. You lies. I was even double jabbed. So, were you double jabbed or singly jabbed? I was so ill. I'll put this video in now that Isabel's just got it. But like a mix of COVID and actually being mentally unstable does not mix well.
And it was freezing cold.
Yeah, it was just horrendous. Like the worst 10 days of my life. I didn't even get a positive COVID test. My fucking test came back inconclusive. What does that even mean? Surely you either have COVID or you don't have COVID. Do you know what I mean? So I knew I had it. My lateral flows were obviously positive, just my PCR was inconclusive. Like what made up thing was that, and Connor also had it. So we were all covered up. That really affected me because I feel like on the 1st of January I was really quite positive, and then when I got COVID on the 2nd of January that knocked me straight back down to where I was already. Do you know what I mean? Like it was quite difficult. But I want to obviously like fill you all in, but I don't really have much else to say apart from I have relapsed and I'm not back to, well, I'm not back into like where I'm like I do need to put on a little bit of weight. Like I do need to put on weight, which I'm not gonna obviously talk about how much or whatever, but I'm not like as bad as I was last time. But then also mentally I am probably quite, sorry, that's because I just went around in third gear. I am quite mentally struggling as much as I was last time. So I'm gonna try my best to film maybe some more eating a days. I'm following a meal plan, whereas before when I was all in, I wasn't following a meal plan. I literally just ate what I wanted when I wanted. I still do eat what I want, but I am still kind of following a meal plan, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? But that's just what's working for me at the moment, because when I went all in last time, I don't know really how I did it, but hopefully in the next few weeks I'm going to start to sort of come away from the meal plan and go more intuitively and stuff. But I also want to make sure that I'm going to gain the weight that I need to gain back, because I feel like that's the most important thing. But yeah, is there anything else you think I should is there anything else you think I should mention? We're going to Bluestone this weekend, so I'm going to do a vlog of that. And if anyone has any videos, like kind of challenge videos for me with like food and stuff, then let me know, because I'm up to filming that. I don't really have loads of questions, but I do have a few, so we're going to answer them. Do you have anything else to add to that?
I don't think so.
Okay.
What is the hardest part of recovery?
So I'm going to answer it as of now. I think I have a video of when I was in a much better place in the summer. Do you know, it actually pisses me off that I've let myself get relapse as bad as I have, because I hate the word relapse, but it is what it is. But like, I was watching my videos the other day to try and get some inspiration of when I was literally I struggled a lot, but I was in such a better mindset, and I still, like, do you know what I mean? And it actually annoys me that I've got like this again, but then I suppose it is what it is, isn't it? Like, what can you do about it now? So I'm going to answer the questions as of how I'm feeling now, but if you do want to see a much more not as struggled route, then I'll leave the link in the description to where I did an all-in anorexia Q&A in the description box, and you can watch that after this video. But for me at the moment, I think the hardest thing, I'm just struggling a lot with, I know I need to gain weight, but I'm struggling a lot with coming to the terms of that. Also, like, just food is a big challenge at the moment. Like, eating out is a big thing. Like, I've got a lot of things that I need to kind of challenge, and like when someone else cooks, that's a huge thing that I'm struggling with. And also, like, if I'm eating out, say like I go out for food, like still not restricted in a day, I struggle with, well, like during the time of my relapse, like over Christmas, it was so hard, because obviously Christmas is a difficult time, and I think, yeah, like not restricting on a day that I know I'm gonna maybe be going out for food, and also planning, like I like to know what I'm doing and what I'm having, do you know what I mean? So yeah. Whereas like I shouldn't really care, but like for example this weekend in Bluestone, I'm absolutely stressed to the tip of the T, because I don't know anything of what we're going to be doing. Like, I don't know, anything could sort of happen, do you know what I mean? Probably shouldn't call that. Yeah, so like it's stressing me out because I don't have a plan, which is a good thing, that like there's not like I don't know what we're going to be doing, so because obviously that challenges it, but then that is also quite a stressful thing. And I don't really know what else really. I think as well, I wasn't going to mention it, but I am going to mention it because otherwise I'd be lying to you. But I'm still exercising, not because I think I was speaking to her, I started a new therapist on yesterday, and I explained to her how it's quite difficult because my mum doesn't, not that she doesn't agree, but she struggles with the fact that I exercise.
I think that's hard as well.
Yeah, which makes it like a lot of conflict. But I spoke to my therapist, and she said that exercise also helps her, but she doesn't do it to lose weight, it just helps her mentally, and that's the same for me. And I've never ever had an exercise addiction, or I've never like, do you know what I mean? Like,
I think it's because it's such a stigma around exercise
and losing weight, whereas I literally just do exercise to make me feel better. I never ever ever have exercise of the sole purpose to lose weight, and that's not something I struggle with, but I just wanted to sort of bring that up, because obviously in my vlogs I do say sometimes, oh, I'm going for a run now, like, but I'm never, I don't think, would you say? No. I do actually feel like I run, which I really enjoy.
I think with that though, it's more like with mum
yeah, that's also something that I'm struggling with at the moment, the conflict in the house. It's not been as bad the past 2 weeks, but it got really bad about 3 weeks ago, and it was just constant rows, not even just about the exercise, just in general, because living with someone with an eating disorder I know is fucking hard. And yeah, I feel like because as well I've been better, I think that's what's making it harder, because I was in such a good place last year. Yeah, I was in such a good place last year, so I think people just want me to be like that again. When
I think that's hard for you as well, because you know, like, do you know, like,
yeah, like that's what's something that I'm struggling with as well, to come to terms with the fact that like I was so well last year, which I wasn't like well, I was just in a much better place. But I think as well, winter and the weather and stuff like this does not help. Like if it was sunny, like today has been so sunny, it's been lush, but like the weather has definitely not helped, and just like winter and yeah, lots of things. But I'd say that, well, those are the things, but that's quite a lot of things. There's probably more, but I've just not really forgotten about it. Just anything else?
No, I think that's pretty much summed up.
Flip, McDonald's up here is shut for 2 weeks.
Why?
Oh my god, because they're having refurbishments. Oh my god, fuming. Actually can't believe I've just thought of that, remembered that as we've pulled up to McDonald's. It's shut for 2 weeks.
What has helped you most in recovery?
At the moment, I'm not gonna lie, I've been quite isolated myself, would you say?
Yeah.
From like seeing people. But to be fair, it's bloody hard work, man. So yeah, I've not really been going out as much. I have like seen my friends, but I haven't really seen them as much as like I was in the summer. But that's just because going out comes in hand with food, drink, and it's just stressful situations for me, which I obviously am struggling with. But the hardest thing, no, what's been helping me, I love a bath. That really, really helps. Like a lot.
Use all of our water.
Yeah, use all the hot water. I get my mum absolutely hates when I have a bath. I'm joking, she doesn't mind. But bathing helps. And seeing like friends, obviously, I know where I am now. Seeing friends does help you. Just try and do something like, I don't know, maybe a walk. If you can't go for walks, if you're not allowed, invite them round, or pop to their house for an hour, go for a coffee. Do things that obviously, if the food for you is stressful, do things that doesn't involve food, and that helps. Like, you don't have to involve food in everything that you do, but I do think it's important to try and see your friends, because obviously they just want you well, they want you better, and by isolating yourself it doesn't help. That being said, I need to probably see my friends a little bit more, but if it's something that's really stressful, I would also say you need to be open and honest. The girls didn't know until about 2 weeks ago that I was struggling again, and it's so much easier now, because obviously if they don't know and you're not going out, you're not going to parties, you're not going, if like they're doing things, it could be like you're not doing things because like they might take offence, whereas if they know that you're struggling, then they can't really take offence. Does that make sense? So yeah, definitely socialise. And if you struggle like after food, well, before what used to help me, 'cause it doesn't really, like, I don't really struggle with that anymore, like colouring, writing things down. I do a scrapbook. I'm currently doing my scrapbook, watching some nice programmes, and just like, yeah, like just do things after you've eaten, like put a face mask on, or like actively have something planned to do something after you've had food, so then you're not just lying in bed thinking about what you've just ate or what you're going to have to eat. Does that make sense? Keeping yourself busy in...
How long did extreme hunger last?
When I had extreme hunger, I used to eat chocolate bar, buy family size chocolate bar, buy a packet of 4 Kinders, buy boxes of cereal. Like, it was a lot. Yeah, my extreme hunger was extreme, and it lasted like probably like
till
2 months.
Yeah,
2 or 3 months. But then I still used to get really hungry, like on different days, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like some days, so like the extremity of it probably lasted like 2-3 months, but it's different for everyone, so don't like take it off me sort of thing. But probably like the extreme of it was like 2-3 months. I've come way too far as well.
I have no idea.
But yeah, so I'd say for me it was probably 2 or 3 months, but then I probably was still eating more than others, but then like who knows how much people eat, like,
Exactly.
do you know what I mean?
Everyone eats different.
When I did have extreme hunger, I used to eat so much.
Where are we going?
I used to love it. Next question.
How did you go all in?
I just one day woke up. Like that was literally it. I
Yeah,
like
we had
woke
to
up,
convince Mum.
and we did have to convince my mum. My mum didn't, because I was in such a bad place. My mum didn't actually think, like, she didn't believe me almost. Basically, my mum didn't trust me much, so we had to convince my mum.
We got back on the thing,
And yeah, so but once I did it, it kind of like was more scary, the thought of it. Like once I'd done it, it was fine really, and never looked back until now.
I think also because they were very different from doing the canned meal plan to the...
Yeah, that's why I had to convince my mum, because obviously the camp meal plan was all my mum and dad, like they were literally in charge, whereas when I went all in, it was literally, like obviously my mum and dad still watched what I was eating and making sure that I was eating enough, but it was just me. But I was so much happier when I was when I went all in and like just did it and was in control of myself. Does that make sense? But as well, when I went all in, I was not like restricted or anything. I'm not restricted or anything now, but I'm just more conscious of like things, because I just put myself back in a bad place. But we'll get there, honeys. One day, like it took me a long time to get to the place where I was strong enough to go all in, and it was a big decision for me to make. Like I was thinking about it for a good 2 weeks before I even mentioned it to anyone, and I said to Isabel first, and then I told my mum, and she was like no, and then after like I'd done it, like once you start, you've done it, like that makes sense. Like it was fine. It was hard, but it was good. Like it was worth it.
Cans. Question mark.
So in my opinion, I'm not the biggest fan, but every cloud has its storm, I suppose. No, every cloud, what's that saying?
I don't know.
Am I coming off here? Yeah. Personally, I don't think they've helped me much in my recovery. I think I got into a place where I was doing really well, and they literally just left me to it. Like they didn't really work for me. I've had many private counsellors, many private therapists, because CAMS just, oh my god, traffic, just haven't done it for me. Like, yeah, I haven't seen CAMS since we're in February, like the 25th now or 24th, and I don't think I actually can't remember the last time I had an appointment with CAMS. Maybe in October, and I don't know, I think a lot has happened to me since October, and I'm not sure they'd be too impressed with where I was. They would see me now, do you know what I mean? Like they'd be shocked.
Yeah.
Like I think they think I'm fine, but I know I could reach out to ask them for help if I wanted to. It'd probably take a long time until I got an appointment, but also I don't want to go back there. Yeah, I don't want to go back. I think I've got better on my own once. I can do it again, and they weren't very helpful for me. Like if like the first time they were like, they saved me, then I would go back there with an instant. But for me, they didn't help. But that being said, I know people who have gone to CAMS and it has helped them massively, and they still go to CAMS, and I think everyone gets a different experience. So obviously, if you are about to start CAMS, go in with an open mind, be completely open and honest with them, because that's what you've got to do at the end of the day. They are there to help you, and in some cases, more than like most cases probably, they do help. But for me, I think I was let down quite a lot by the NHS and the mental health services in where I went, but as well they are really overstretched, like whatever. So, but if you are, don't be worried about it. I'm sure you're like, they're all lovely, and a lot of them they all work with you, but yeah, your experience might be different to mine. So don't go in thinking, oh, they're going to be really bad, they're not going to help me, because I do know a lot of people who they have helped, but for me personally, they're just shit.
How do you deal with comparing what you eat compared to others? Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think definitely just keep your eyes on your own plate. Just think, like we said earlier, everyone needs different amounts of food. Like literally everybody is different. So no one is going to need the same as what you need anyway. And obviously in recovery, you do have to eat a bit more than other people, but just think, is you gaining your life back, you're gonna have so many good times in there, sort of like once it's done. Like, it's hard, but if you fight through now, then it'll be so worth it in the end. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a really difficult thing to fight through, and it's probably the biggest thing you'll ever have to go through in your life, but it'll be the best thing that you ever go through as well. Like, you'll always have a story to tell, and it shows so much strength and courage. So just keep your eyes on your own plate and just try your best not to as well. I think it's important to eat with other people. Don't like pull yourself away because you're worried about what other people think of you. No one cares. Literally not a single person cares about what you're eating or what you're gonna eat. No one actually even, like, it's people, that's the least thing people could be bothered about. So just, I'd say, yeah, keep your eyes on your own plate and remember what you're doing it for. Write a list of all the reasons that you're doing it for, or maybe make a mood board of all the things that you want to achieve and do. Like for me, I'm so desperate to go to uni and become a midwife and maybe move to Dubai. Joking. That is such a bad joke, it's actually depressing, but yeah, for me, like, there's so much things to look forward to. So write a list, do a little mood board, make it fun, make it exciting, even though it's probably the least exciting thing you'll ever do in your life because it's so hard, but just have a good time with it and think about in 10 years time how much you'll thank yourself for going through it now, rather in 10 years time still struggling with the same things you struggle with when you're 17. That's what I think. Like, in 10 years when I'm 27, I don't want to be doing this. I want to be having a family, I want to be having a nice time, going on loads of holidays. I don't want to be doing this, and the only way you're going to get away with not being able to do that is if you fight it now. Well, that was a good inspirational speech from me. So that's going to be the end of the video. Unfortunately, we didn't make it to McDonald's because I forgot that McDonald's is actually closed. So we're on our way now to Morrison's. I hope you all have a lovely day. Thanks to Isabel for featuring. Put it there.
Thank you so much.
I know. If anyone has any video suggestions, then comment below, or any more questions, let me know. Message me on Instagram, put in the comments, and I'll be sure to answer them in another video. Maybe I'll do a part 2, or like in a vlog or something. But yeah, I hope you're all doing well. If anyone has any videos you want my sisters to feature in, I do have another sister as well. If you have any videos for them to feature in, then let me know, or any suggestions, let me know. And if anyone is struggling, then remember that it'll be okay, and the more you keep fighting, the easier it'll get. And I know I hate when people say that to me, but it is true. I'm living proof you can get better, and if anyone's fighting, then you can fight with me, because I'm gonna get better again. Well, get in a better place again. I hate not get better, just get better mentally. And yeah, I'm sending so much love to you all. Thank you for watching. Peace out.